we all feeling ready?
Yeah.
Y'all been ready. Okay. Here on the Sip Sota Show, we sit down with people and organizations that somehow, someway, make the world better. Come hang out with us. Get connected, get educated. I guarantee you're going to get uplifted. I'm your host, Unapologetically Anna. Let's go. Hi, welcome to the Sip Sota Show. I'm your host, Unapologetically Anna. Today, I am honored that I get to sit with a man who has worked relentlessly to help build and better the St. Paul community, Mr. Melvin Carter Jr.
St. Paul.
We're St. Paul strong.
Yeah.
Mr. Carter, before we get into the goods, let me tell you something. I was on the phone today with a man from my hometown in Mississippi.
Yeah.
He used to co-host a show with me, and I told him what I was up to, and he said, I know Melvin Carter.
What?
And I said, really? He said, I can't tell you all the things we did. Frogtown Connects, Young Fathers, Save Our Sons.
Really?
Twin Cities Rise, Young Fatherhood. He was just going on. He said, yeah. He said, I don't even remember who was involved with what, but I saw that man all the time out in the community.
Well, I hope that was good.
Yeah, but that's somebody in Mississippi. So now you're on the Sip Sota Show. And I just want to say you might be my first guest that has had an influence on both those states. So welcome.
Well, thank you. I'll be interested to know who that is some other time, perhaps.
We'll talk about it. I also met Mark Hughes, who you go to a Sunday meeting with.
Yes.
On my way into the studio. He filmed his show right before this one. And he said, I got someone you need to interview. Melvin Carter Jr. And I said, he's coming in at 3 o'clock. So with that said, who is Melvin Carter Jr.?
Well, I mean, I'm St. Paul lad. I was born in Rondo. Born and raised on deep Rondo. And my parents were, and I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a community member, I'm a Christian. I was a St. Paul police officer for almost 30 years. Before that, I was confused. I went through my horrible, crummy years, and I was able to come through that. I was in the Navy for a handful of years, and somehow managed to get a honorable discharge but I found out the hard way you're not supposed to punch officers in the face because I had my issues. I was an angry black male.
Yeah.
But let me see, who am I now? I'm a retired, washed-up has-been trying to make. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but I always used to say that when I was growing up. People wanted to be a doctor, lawyer, and I aspired to become someday a washed-up has-been.
Oh, I love it.
Because to be a has-been, you had to have been something.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. And I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of gun violence. I'm a survivor of all kinds of violence, every kind of violence. I'm a survivor of having family members taken from me by gun violence. That's something you can't describe. I can recall being asleep slumber one night, and the phone kept ringing, and I was particularly tired. I answered the phone. I thought, whoever I'm talking to, I'm just going to tell them to hang up. And then my sister called me and tell me that my immediate first cousins, who I grew up with like siblings, were just being murdered. And I just left them, and so I'm processing survivor guilt. I'm surviving just grief, I'm surviving. I'm a person who lives to prevent other people from getting that phone call, from getting that thing. I'm surviving. I do this kind of in place of keeping an oath of revenge. You know what I mean? Because we had this covenant. If something happened to you, then I would retaliate. And we had that renewal the day that they were murdered.
So your advocacy work is your revenge. No?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. You know what I mean? That's my way of life.
You're not going out there and doing violent things.
No, but I'm a compulsive, obsessive youth builder. I can't see a youth. I used to stalk the gangsters just to mentor them.
You have so many fascinating stories, and I am going to use this as a segue to say you wrote an autobiography
what you got
called
there?
Diesel Heart.
Hit me between the
and it's available online. I recommend First of all, Rondo citizens, people who grew up in Rondo, I think you'll love this. I recommend it to people who are Southern transplants because you talk about going to visit your family down south and the difference, and that's something a lot of people have in common, right? Like, what was it like? You know, why am I eating collard greens, right? You know, and you also talk about coming up through your career as a police officer. Being a black police officer.
A black police officer, surviving policing while black.
Right, which leads to some of these things you brought. But we're going to back up for just a second because a very timely topic, unfortunately, right now is gun violence.
Yes.
And you advocate for that. So not only do I want to encourage people to read this book, but visit the website saveoursonsmn.com.
It's a way of life for me.
So in collaboration of Myers Media, there's a short production as soon as you go to the website where people who pulled the trigger and took a life are interviewed.
It's called Gun Sanity. If you go on YouTube, it's in big red letters over a black background, and that's my most recent initiative. When we released that a year and a half ago, since then, gun violence in St. Paul has plummeted by the tune of about 80%. Now, we can't claim entire credit for that, but we're a spoke in the will, you know.
Well, you can claim that you're an advocate and you're out there pushing for that, and that is actually happening, which is a blessing. Since 2022, gun violence in St. Paul has plummeted. You know, I don't have the exact numbers memorized, but let's say in 2022 it was 40. In 2023, there were then 30 gun-related homicides, and then in 2024, maybe 20.
Yeah, but we had written this and distributed it for free, left it on bus and bus stops and in buses and different schools. The problem with this is dismantling gun violence. It's a process, you know. It's not just going to go away. We have to peel back the onions and dismantle stage by stage.
Yeah.
And so but the problem with this is that the target audience didn't read it. I'd give it to kids on the bus, and I'd get up and they left it on the bus seat, you know, and they put it in schools and told them to enjoy JDC.
I just thought about that, about missing the target audience today, because I was thinking about Gun Sanity, which again, I encourage everyone to go watch, because in Gun Sanity, when you're listening to someone who has pulled a trigger and taken another life, say, well, I took my own life too.
Yes.
Because I died spiritually.
Yeah.
All the repercussions that come with committing murder.
Yeah, can you see the back of this? Where's the camera? I want to see this back bullet right there. Can you see that? That's kind of the one, because we want you to see that when you injure another person, you're injuring yourself.
I'm going to quote you right now.
Hit me.
What's something Melvin Carter says?
Hit me.
Nothing, no solution. Let me start over.
Please.
I'm going to quote you.
I love it. I was good.
What's something Melvin Carter says? No solution should destroy everything.
Thank you.
That's on the website too.
Yeah, that's my
but
material.
that like makes me think of somebody picking up a gun. It makes me think of when people are debating suicide. No solution should destroy everything, because that can easily happen when people are playing with guns, or when they are in love with the streets.
Yeah, and guns have a strange tendency, and we've seen it. Somebody get a gun and want to be tough, or sudden getting a gun and want to go in situations that and create situations that wouldn't have existed otherwise. Guns seem to have ability to impair people's ability to reason, and so we want to get that. When you see the video, it's only a 10-minute powerful piece called
Powerful.
Gun Sanity. You hear people say, if you do it, will sit in it. You will regret it. If you do it, you will regret it. And you hear somebody say, if you shoot somebody, you know, you're taking part of your own life. And you hear people say that I betrayed my family and my son and my children, my parents by killing another person. But people don't think about that. I want to just make sure I say this. You know, I was a cop for 100 years, and
101.
Well, let's say that. You know, I squeezed 101 years in it. But you know, I've interviewed people, I've interrogated them, I've arrested them, and I've been with them at some of the worst and best times in reform. I've been there in the courtroom when they're saying bye to their mommy and going bye for a bunch of years. And every time I said, man, you shot somebody because of that. What were you thinking? You know, they didn't think. You know, so this whole project is to jumpstart some thought and give them some ideas before. what do you do how do you recognize gun madness? This is not a gun safety thing. This is for gun sanity. Because gun safety to me sounds like, because I very deliberately avoided being pro or anti or for guns. I wanted to be kind of neutral in that. I'm against gun madness. Of the idea of a bullet entering another human being's body and going out to one side or crashing through somebody's brain strikes me as madness, insanity, you know. And we don't want to be in danger of normalizing that. You know, we got to have some outrage, you know. And our kids are perishing in cataclysmic proportions, and we got to do something. And whatever we're doing right now is not enough.
Back to gun violence and statistics in 2025. When I met you, I forgot when we met, but it was this year.
Earlier this spring.
Yeah, we were able to say there had not been a gun-related homicide in St. Paul, and we could say that until May. Mm-hmm. How many cities of this size in America can say they went that many months without having a gun-related? So things are getting better. Mm-hmm. I don't want to discount that, but I do want to raise awareness. And I want to thank people like you who are advocating. And again, where I've heard about your advocacy efforts from one side of the Mississippi River to the next, right? All these books, I'm assuming, are available online. I mean, I believe they're relevant for people who work in the education system to share
Most
with
of them
youth.
I only have a few of them left because I've been distributing them, and people don't take it. I wish people read them. That's why one reason I'm resorting to videos and Gun Sanity. And the videos, Gun Sanity is intended to be the first of a series. And on the series, we hope to reveal some of this stuff because the intended audience doesn't even read. Yeah. And actually, it could be a good tool for parents to discuss. And if they disagree with something, if they're offended by something, I win because I just want you to think.
Ooh, so yeah, you know what? Sometimes I intentionally offend people too.
Come on, somebody.
Come on. Go and bring it. Let's go. Okay, so SOS stands for Save Our Sons.
Save Our Sons.
And that was started in the 90s?
Yeah.
Is Save Our Sons still active?
Yeah, right now, we've never stopped. You know, as long as I have breath in my body, and we changed form because we started out in great big form. We were taking kids on canoe trips overnight, and we've taken kids to we're taking kids to over the South to see some of the historic stuff. We were in JDC, Juvenile Detention Center, and Boys Hometown until they closed up. And recently we just kind of stopped because in the last couple of years, I decided to just focus on gun sanity because gun violence, if it's anywhere near what the statistics say, and I'm anywhere involved in saving our sons, gun violence calls me out by definition. You know, and I'm taking off all stops and taking off all the I'm going bare knuckles against this thing, you know. And
keep going. That's what I say. Keep going. Because the fact that children have switches, you know, the fact that there are neighborhoods all around this country that I can drive and just hear, that's like the most horrific. I never thought I would just say that. It is true. It's a true fact. I'm from Mississippi, and over the weekend we had a lot of gun violence across the state. Leland, Mississippi.
I do believe that will help them.
Jackson, Mississippi.
The thing about this video is I'm not making him. I push it and promote it unceasingly because. I mean, I'm not making any money. I think probably if I charge people would value it more. But life is more precious, you know. And I think that if we get it down in Mississippi, I put it out there, I released it into the universe. You know, it cost me money. You know, it cost
Heidelberg, Mississippi. I could go on. There was one mass shooting at 2 homecoming games. There were shootings. One where 2 people died in Heidelberg. I woke up Monday morning and heard that on our local news here. And I said, well, I don't know what I'm doing, right, to help with gun violence, but at least I have an interview that's addressing it. The gun sanity, gun violence, gun madness, all of it.
And that's what I'm saying. I shamelessly promote this. People say, well, he must be making some money off it then. But I do believe
we're not making any money. Let's clear that up. I'm not making any money. Yeah, You're not making any money.
No, I mean, it's just the way I live. And if I can save somebody from getting that minute phone call.
This is because we care about the world.
Yeah.
And you're passionate about this subject.
I would say so.
You've got a lot of awesome things to talk about. Because
I've been blessed by God Almighty.
You have, and even your dedication to fatherhood is a pretty amazing story. And I think through your gun advocacy, gun safety advocacy, gun madness advocacy, gun insanity advocacy.
Sanity, I call it gun sanity.
That's just another extension of your fatherhood, but that's your fatherhood to the community. So thank you for what you do. Again, I encourage everyone to go to Save Our Sons, MN. MN is in Minnesota if you're listening from another state. SaveOurSonsMN.com. That just sounds so good. SaveOurSonsMN.com. We're really good at that.
Yeah. I tried to do my James Earl Jones voice or my Barry White.
I was just doing my Anna Hover voice.
All right, well, there you go.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Mr. Carter. I think we could do a few more episodes. You put in a good word in to Mrs. Carter for me.
Yeah. Well, please have me back.
I will.
You're the best interview I had all day.
If I'm the only one.
I know.
Oh, y'all, he's something else.
Well,
he's
maybe
something
this week.
else.
Yeah, you're really good though.
Thank y'all for watching the Sip Sota Show.
I hate the break.